I just finished watching portions of the Angie Martinez podcast where they had Ashanti on there and she spoke about her reaction to the narcissist, which is Irv Gotti, slamming her on Drink Champs and basically bragging about how he had a relationship with her while she worked for him and he was married and he's still bragging about it 20 years later. And actually, Ashanti at this point is such a class act, and she's been in the game for over 20 years. At this point, she's heading towards a legendary, she's really a legend. She's just young, but she really is a legend in a lot of ways. She wrote songs for J-Lo. She wrote songs for probably Beyonce and all these other people. But a lot of people don't really want to tell you what songs. And she has never really said, I wrote this song, I wrote that. She's very humble. Not to mention her own catalog. But he is so bitter. He is so bitter, just as many narcissists are, that she has moved on. And that's what a lot of women, that's what all women have the right to do. And that's why I'm making this video on my platform called Narc Not Allowed. Because I, along with many other women and men, have had situations like this where you've had a relationship with someone, whatever, good, bad, 1 month, 2 month, 8 years, 20 years, 40, whatever. And they actually get to a point that they think that they own you. And he actually stated that, I own you. I made you. Nobody made you but God. Nobody made me but God. And Ashanti had the best reaction because she said, if you made one, make another one. Which we all know, if anybody really is into hip hop and everything, that Jay-Z was the first person that said that about Dame Dash. And it was still relevant, right? Nobody made you but God. Okay, someone might have helped you polish it up. Maybe you learned from someone. Maybe they inspired you in some way, but you made no one at all. Even some parents are, I made you, I own you. You don't own anything, okay? God made me, first of all. God made me. Why he put me in your position, if you have a narcissist parent, I will never know. But I will learn from this experience. But you did not make me. And I just want to make this for all the narc survivors out there. And even the people going through it, my God. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of support out there. But it's just amazing how, and in the interview, she actually said to Angie Martinez, who does he have around him? What clowns, well, she didn't use the word clown. See, she's so much classier than me. Who is around him that, and she, told him that this is okay when we're in the Me Too movement, when we're still going through the Harvey Weinsteins, when we're still talking about, sadly to say, but R. Kelly and things like that. Who is around you that gave you the green light and said, go on this internationally syndicated show and let everybody know that Ashanti at that young age, he talked very harshly, about her sexually. And I used to watch her and look at her while she was making the music. And I said, damn, look at her. I'm not going to say exactly what he said because I don't have to go low because he went low. But you can watch the interview on the Angie Martinez podcast because she did a good job. Basically, Ashanti is still showing empathy towards the narcissist and saying to him, why did anybody on your team, on your camp, say that this was okay? Like, you should have a legacy at this point. Like, a lot of people don't know Jay-Z was actually signed underneath Irv Gotti when, he first came out. I'm going to say it again. Jay-Z was signed under Irv Gotti when he first came out. They were on the same level. Irv was even helping him. So what I'm saying is, what's wrong with you that you've messed up your legacy to the point that you've become a clown and you're now being interviewed on Drink Champs and you look stupid? Where you could have elevated and be on the level of a Jay-Z, even a Puffy. You know what I'm saying? Puffy's doing his thing right now, but he had his time where he was on top of the world. It's sad. And it lets you know that both good and bad, it doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. You could, you could start out great and end up looking horrible. You could start out horrible and end up looking great and shining. You know, even me, I look crazy today with my hair and everything, but I don't care. It's about self-esteem. It's about self-respect. And that's what Angie Martinez said to Ashanti. She said, when you're younger, you don't know, or even older, you don't know, and you're trying to learn, you're trying to figure it out, and people talk to you crazy. And they talk to you, they say disrespectful things to you. They do disrespectful things to you. And you tolerate it and tolerate and tolerate because that's all you know. That's all you are aware of. That's all, maybe she grew up around a lot of boys and, and men, and you're around people, and you have to survive in a swimming of sharks. So when you meet a man and he's maybe calling you out of your name and saying things to you and verbal abuse and fight, you're so used to that because you grew up in that. And you think, this is the same as that, but it's not the same as that. It's not the same as that. It's not the same as you just arguing and joking with your brothers, even though sometimes in families that is abuse, allowing your children to curse at each other and call your sister a B and fight and punch her and slap her. And all these things are abuse. And I'm so grateful that generational curses are being broken every second, every minute, every day. And I'm so glad that Ashanti chose for her response to be on a respected podcast with another woman, and they were able to discuss, first, him looking like a fool, second, him messing up his legacy, third, for you to be that dirt old, 50-something years old, and you still think that it's the good old boys club and that you can talk about your sexual relationship with her, disrespect your wife, brag about having a mistress, brag about having all these other mistresses. Oh my God, this is the worst part, and I'm gonna shut up after this. As horrible as that interview was, if anybody saw it, and if you're interested in narcissism, you should invest and watch it. Drink Champs, Irv Gotti with Ja Rule. It was horrible. The sad thing is that Ashanti said that Irv Gotti Ja Rule actually told Ashanti that horrible interview was edited 17 times. 17. Do anybody understand what that means? This man was more disrespectful than we saw. They had to edit it 17 times just for them to give us the garbage that they gave us. That's how horrible he was talking about her and discussing her and tearing her down. Now, if that's not a narcissist, I don't know what is. And it's horrible. And it's just a classic textbook, the verbal abuse and the not letting go. This was over 25 years ago when they were creating his record label, that they created these songs. We've been rocking to Ashanti songs for 20 years. So their relationship was 25 years ago. And he was still mad that she, after that, dated Nelly. Basically went on with her life. The insanity is beyond me. But what I'm saying all that to say that you can survive. You can end up being a class act. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. And Ashanti was very classy in her response. We're all still growing. But we don't have to get to Ashanti's level just yet. But what you can do is go no contact. What you can do is cut ties with anyone who's verbally disrespecting you, emotionally disrespecting you, definitely physically harming you, which we know that emotional, psychological abuse is just as bad, if not worse, than the physical. It's all the same. Mental abuse, it's all the same. Please go no contact. Please cut off ties. Please try to educate yourself. Please know that this is abuse. Please know that this is not love. Please build yourself up. I don't care if it's a boss, a neighbor, a parent, a boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, fiance, best friend, supposed to be friend hater. Educate yourself. And follow Narc Not Allowed. Narc Not Allowed on YouTube. Get the education and get the information you need. Love you guys.